So today was a really good day. I went to Sevilla with Amalia and Valeria, and so because of that, I had to wake up early. I set my alarm for 7:45, and then again didn't sleep in until my alarm. I woke up at 7:10, and then got up at 7:20 because I was like, well, I have to get up soon anyway. I may as well just get up now. And so I got up and got ready for the day, and then I had some extra time, so I did my makeup because why not? And then I went to the train station with Amalia and Valeria. We caught the same bus, and then we got on the train, and I was tired and Valeria was tired, and so we both just kind of listened to music and rested and tried to sleep on the way home, on the way to Sevilla. And we got there and we walked to Plaza España because that's the place you have to go, and it was really pretty. I don't know how to describe it, but it was just yeah, you'll see pictures and you'll see what I mean, but it was so pretty. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And then we slowly made our way to the center, seeing things on the way. And then we went to the center and we're walking around, and the center was huge, huge, like 2 or 3 times Jerez's center. So it was really cool. And then I kept going into the candy / chocolate shops and getting all the free samples because it's there. Why not get the free samples? Come on. And so I got so many free samples of caramelized sunflower seeds and caramelized nuts and some chocolate nougats or something. And so it was delicious. And then after that we went to get lunch, and so we went to this place. This shop was cute, but I forgot to get pictures. But the food was really good. I got this mango chicken curry sandwich, and it was so good, and it came with sweet potato chips. Oh, it was amazing. And Amalia and Valeria loved their food too, so that was great. And then after that we kept walking around, and then we moved on from souvenir district to more shopping district. And so we went to Bershka and Sephora, and I can't remember what else, but we went to Bershka first, and Amalia wanted to buy jeans. And so I was like, okay, if you're trying on jeans, then I'll try on the same type of jeans, because why not? It's more fun trying on jeans than just waiting for other people to try them on, And so I tried on, they're called 90s wide jeans, and guys, this was my pair of jeans. They were perfect. They fit my waist nearly perfectly. They were a tiny bit tight, but with the wear, it would have stretched out to be perfect. And then it fit my hips perfect too, which it never fits my waist and my hips, but this time it did, so that was a miracle. But then the pant legs were really long, and so they were nearly perfect. They fit me very, very well. I love them, but they were a little bit long, and also they were 28 euros, which is pretty, it's reasonable for jeans, but also 28 euros isn't, it's still kind of a lot of money. And since I don't need jeans, I was I think I'm just not going to buy them. But then next time I'm at Mercadillo, I'm going to see if they have the same kind of jeans, because I do really like them. I can't justify spending 30 euros on a clothing item that I don't even really need. It's one thing to spend $3 on a tank top, but 30 on pants, I don't know. But they were cool. I love them. And it's from a big chain store, and so if I decide I need those jeans, I can always just go back to the store and buy them, or even get them online. Yeah, it wasn't a one-time opportunity that I missed, so it's fine. And then after Bershka, we went to Sephora. Amalia and I were waiting for Valeria to buy some pants, and so we went to Sephora. And Amalia was so nice. She let me put all kinds of random makeup swatches on her hand and blend them out. And so by the end, her hand was a little bit stained because I put on some tints, or I put some tints on her hand. And so, but she was such a good sport, and it was really fun. And then we also started playing Guess the Price, because some Sephora items are extremely expensive. And so it was a close game, but I think I won the Guess the Price game. And guys, there was a Dior lipstick for 56 euros, which is 61 American, US dollars. Who needs a $60 lipstick? That's crazy. Ugh. I would never. Who would ever? oh my gosh. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. And then after that, we went to another clothing shop, and I saw these like sequiny black like going out party dresses, and I was like, oh my god, Amalia, we have to try those on because we're gonna look ridiculous and it's gonna be great. And so we go to the dressing room and we try them on, and actually we love those dresses. Like, they were so flattering. Maybe because it was black, I don't know. But I love the open back, and like we looked good. Like, we would never wear those out because they were way too much for going out. But like, we both thought they were like, those dresses were so flattering. Like, if it was not 30 euros, it was like, honestly, it would only be worth it to me if it were 5 euros, because I'm literally never going to wear it out, and it would literally never be 5 euros, so I guess I would literally never buy that dress. But it was cool. I just felt cool to be all dressed up for no reason. Like, yeah, I don't know, it was cool. It was fun. And then after that, we just walked around for a little bit longer, like, I don't know, an hour or two, and then and then I decided that I wanted dessert because but I didn't want to pay $4.50 for like a pistachio croissant roll, because like it takes me 1 minute to eat it. I don't really want to pay $4.50, because I remembered that earlier we passed a store, like a grocery store, that had a pistachio muffin for sale for like way cheaper. I was like, it actually looked delicious. Can we go back to that grocery store so I can buy the pistachio muffin? Because guys, I'm a little bit obsessed with pistachio now, but it's not a bad obsession to have, I don't think. And so we went to the store and I bought the pistachio muffin, and it was so delicious. The actual muffin was really, really moist and like soft and bouncy. It was a delicious muffin. And then also the pistachio like sauce, or like the pistachio paste, was really, really good, and it went all the way in like through the middle of the muffin. It wasn't just on top. It was delicious, and it was only €1.25. Like, I'm definitely going to that grocery store more to get that muffin because it was delicious, because we have that grocery store in Jerez too, and it was amazing. I loved it. Like, it was so good. And so I was very happy after my dessert. And then we met up with a girl who lives in Sevilla, because, you know, we're there, why not meet up with her? But by the time we met up with her, we already had to go catch our train in like 30 or 45 minutes, so we didn't spend that long with her, but it was nice catching up. And then we made our way slowly back to the train station, and we got on our train and then rode back. I sat next to Amalia this time, and we were chatting and listening to the Pentatonix Christmas album, because it's amazing and it just gets you in the Christmas spirit. And then and then we got to the Jerez train station, and then we took the bus back to our respective bus stops, and then I walked home. And then I edited for like 10 minutes because I didn't have time to edit yesterday. And so I'm still a little bit behind. Sorry, the video came out a little bit late. Or, I mean, it will come out for me, but it already came out for you. And then I called my family. And so I called my family at like 7 and talked to them for about an hour until 8. And then and then eventually I had dinner. And it's so funny. Today I had tortilla de patatas plus like a potato salad, and so I had potato in egg, and then I had egg in potato. So there's a lot of eggs with potatoes in the Spanish cuisine. It was really funny. And then so I had dinner, and then I came upstairs and I edited some, and then I am so tired now, and so I decided, even though I'm not quite done editing, I'm just gonna record my video and then get ready for bed and then go to bed, and hopefully I can sleep a little bit more tonight. But yeah, that was my day. It was really fun.
Valeria! really pushed me. Oh god.
It's hot.
No. It's just
Pre-sync. Hey, so today was a good day. I mean, it wasn't a bad day. It was kind of a boring day, but it was fine. I set my alarm for 11 because I wanted to sleep in as much as possible because my plans for breakfast got canceled again. Surprise, surprise. And so, but I woke up at 6:45 and used the bathroom, and I was like, oh my god, if I can't fall back asleep, I'm gonna be so mad. But I was able to fall back asleep, but then I woke up like at least 2 or 3 times before finally getting up at 9:45. So like, what is up with my sleep, guys? This is ridiculous. But I actually sent a message to my doctor to see what's up, because I'm like, I want some kind of explanation. Even if you can't solve it, I just want to know what's happening. And so we'll see what she says. But yeah, so I got up at 9:45 and then got ready for the day and got breakfast. I had oats, of course. It was so good. I'm running low, so I gotta buy more. And then I came back upstairs and I edited and posted my YouTube video. It was a day late, but oh well. And then I did various things like cleaning the bathroom and sweeping the floor and stripping and remaking my bed. And then I went down to make lunch because today I made a stir fry. Like, Maribel helped me and I taught her. And we made a stir fry and it like turned out pretty bad, honestly, because they didn't have all the ingredients I needed and the pan was like way overfilled and she didn't have a lid for it. So, but it was okay, I guess. And so I made a stir fry with like carrots and I don't know, various vegetables. But then the only seasoning the only seasoning that I wanted that she had was soy sauce, and then she bought a rice vinegar for me. And they had garlic and onion, and I'm realizing I forgot to put ginger in. Oh my gosh. They had ginger powder and I didn't use it. Darn. And so yeah, I used that stuff, but then I would usually put sesame oil and like a chili oil, but then she couldn't find sesame oil and I didn't tell her about the chili oil because I didn't think anyone would eat it because no one can handle spice here. When we were talking about what ingredients I needed, I listed off the vegetables and then I said, oh yeah, and some kind of meat. And she was like, okay, well, is the meat like what I make for the pasta good? And I thought she meant that. Like, I thought she meant just ground beef that I would cook because that's what it is for the pasta. It's ground turkey, actually. And I was like, yeah, like that should be good. But she meant literally the pasta, the meat for the pasta, like the way she seasons it. And so that completely changed the flavor of the stir fry. I was like, okay, that's like not a stir fry anymore. Like, it's completely different flavoring, but okay. So yeah, it wasn't very good, but it was okay, I guess. And then we were eating it, and the vegetables like did not get a sear because the pan was way overfilled because she didn't have a very big pan. And so it was like a little, like, it wasn't overcooked, but it was on the more cooked side, you know? And so I was eating it, I was like, okay, like, it's not very good, but it's okay. And then Maribel tries it, I'm like, hey, what do you think? She's like, it's good, but just personal preference, I prefer my vegetables more cooked. Like, they're a little bit raw. And I was like, they're a little raw? Like, no, they're not. She's like, yeah, I just prefer them a little bit more cooked. Like when I boil the vegetables and they're more cooked. And I was like, so, okay, that makes a lot more sense. It's not that she's a bad cook. Like the broccoli, that's literally mush and I swallow it whole. It's not that she's a bad cook. It's just how she likes it, so she has bad taste. Okay, whatever. I shouldn't yuck other people's yum, but like, mush broccoli? Really? So, yeah, she didn't love how undercooked the vegetables were. And then I came upstairs and I was talking to Nella about the food and she's like, I can't believe she said that the vegetables weren't cooked enough. Like, that's how I like it. She way overcooks the other vegetables. And I was like, yes, thank you. I guess that means I'm not going crazy. So yeah, Maribel's a little bit, she's interesting. She's an interesting person. And then after that, I read the last act of La Celestina. Let's do on Monday, like not tomorrow Monday, but a week from tomorrow. Because I do things ahead of time and still are stressed about them. But yeah, so I did that and I edited yesterday's video, and then I don't know what I did. I did various things, and I went on a walk and talked to Mom. It was so windy today. Oh my gosh. So I went on like a little bit of a longer walk than usual because I couldn't go running. And so I went on like, I don't know, a 1.5 mile walk, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, like maybe 2 miles? I don't know. I went on a walk, and then I came back home and knitted, and then I hung up with Mom, and then I just kept watching a YouTube video and knitting because I didn't have anything I had to do. Like, I needed to work on my resume and Yale application, but I couldn't do that on my own because I needed clarification. And so there was nothing that I could actually do then that needed to be done. Like, I could have also studied for Lengua, but like, I already had a little bit, and it's not until Thursday, so I just didn't have the brain power. But so I watched my YouTube video and knitted, and I love how the scarf is turning out. I'm so excited for it. And then eventually my dad was available, and so I called him and worked on my resume with him, and he's so good at editing it and making it sound so professional. Like, wow. And then we did that for like an hour, and then eventually I got called down to dinner, and we had dinner. It was just leftover stir fry and some like fried fish stick things. I'm so lucky that Maribel eats comparatively healthy, but compared to other Spanish people, she eats healthy. Compared to back home, she, like, it's, I don't know. But, like, we barely eat any deep fried foods here, which is great because, like, deep fried foods, A, they're not very healthy, and B, they're just so oily. I don't love them. And so, like, Amalia and Valeria eat fried food, like, every other day or every day. And I'm like, I could never, like, I don't really like that. And they're like, yeah, we don't either, but it's not like we really have a choice. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad we don't have fried food. And so today we had fried fish sticks, but like once in a while is fine, you know? But yeah, I had dinner, and then I ate quickly, and then came back upstairs and talked to my dad about the resume a little bit more. And so now we're mostly done. We just have a little bit more to do. And then I'm recording this, and I'll get ready for bed and go to bed. And hopefully I can go to bed early because I have no hope for sleeping in till my alarm tomorrow. But yeah, that was my day. It was nice and just chill at home. I mean, I was stressed out. I'm always stressed out. But yeah, it was just a nice, slow day. Hey, so today was a good day. I woke up before my alarm again. I think I woke up like an hour before my alarm. But I was able to fall back asleep. But then I woke up another 3 times. So I woke up a total of like 4 or 5 times today in the span of like an hour and a half, which, oh my gosh. But then I got up and got ready for the day and went to school. And my first class of the day was Lengua. And we're learning this new thing, like, it's types of sentences. I was going to say types of oraciones, but it's types of sentences. And so I was learning like un oración sustantivo, and like the 4 types of it. And with the notes in front of me, I got every single one right. So like, hey, that's cool. And like this other thing that I don't know how to explain, but it's like all syntaxes. But like I get it, so that's cool. I just have to memorize them for Thursday, but yeah, that gave me a little confidence boost because I got them all right. And then after that, I had PE, and it was like a mix of leg day and like upper body day, and so we did like push-ups and like sissy squats, which I had never heard of before, but they really work your quads, so maybe I'll do them again sometime, but they're like really weird to do. I don't know how to explain it. Look it up if you're curious. And something else, then it started raining while we were outside because we do the exercises outside. And so it was like sprinkling, and then it was raining, and then as we were starting to go inside, it started pouring. Like, it was coming down so hard. By then, luckily, I was already inside, but half the people still were trying to, like, they were in the process of coming inside, and like their backpacks and like their shoulders got soaked. So it came on so fast, and so we like skipped out on like 15 minutes of PE, and then by the time we left to go to our next class, it was done raining already. So I don't know where that came from, but it was really random. And so we went inside for chemistry, and then at the beginning of chem it started pouring again and then went away quickly. So I don't know what was up with that, but and so we had chem, and we did not get the tests back. I'm hoping tomorrow. Honestly, it'll probably be Wednesday, but oh well. And we started the next unit, and I was very hopeful that since we just had the test, that the next test would be after break, which means that the grade wouldn't count for me, which means I wouldn't have to worry about chemistry. But of course, this is the one time that she's assigning a project, and so I have to do like a poster explaining 3 different theories. And so, I don't think it should be too hard, but still, like, I'd rather not. But it's probably a good thing because, like, it's another thing to add to the grade book, and so it could raise my score, but I still don't really want to do it. But I already got started on it, so, like, it shouldn't be that hard. I just don't really want to do it. But I found out that it's possible to retest units. And you're only allowed to retest the ones that you failed, which is fine by me. And so I'm gonna retake the formulation, given the letters and numbers and giving it a name, or given the name and then writing the formulation. And so I'm gonna study that and then retake it in a couple weeks. And then after that was recreo, and I spent it with Carmen, because Olga and Valeria were off doing some choir thing. I'm not really sure. It's like a Christmas caroling maybe. And we didn't have much to talk about, so honestly we were both kind of just on our phones. Like, I was reading, and I think I looked at Instagram, and she was reading. And so like we didn't talk that much, but it was just companionable silence, I guess. And then after recreo was English. And I worked on the chem assignment. That was the project. And then I just kind of sat there and listened to the lesson because I had nothing to do. Or maybe I studied lengua, I'm not really sure. And after that was philosophy. And philosophy was kind of boring today. Like, I don't know why, I just couldn't get into it. So that was a little bit disappointing, but I had philosophy and I took notes and it was fine, I guess. It was really boring. And I have so much to learn before the test on Monday, so that'll be fun. And then after philosophy was technology. It was my last class of the day. And this last series of equations, the 5 that go together, are pretty challenging, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit. But then the test is next week already on Wednesday, so maybe I can understand and figure out how to use the equations, but now I have to actually memorize and be able to use them, so it's kind of a lot, but I'll figure it out. And then after school, I did not go home with Valeria. I walked to the bus stop because Amalia, Valeria, the Italian Valeria, and Nella and I had plans to go to Muerde la Pasta for lunch because it's an all-you-can-eat Italian food buffet, like pasta, pizza, and that stuff, but not actual Italian pasta or pizza, because it's not that good. But we got there and it was closed because turns out it closed at 4 and we got there at 4:05 because the bus was 10 minutes late, which was just lovely. And so we looked at the prices, and turns out actually we planned to go today because we thought it was the cheapest price between Monday and Friday at lunch, but actually the cheapest price is Monday to Friday at night. And so we'll go another time and it'll be €5 cheaper. So instead of going to Muerde la Pasta, we went to Taco Bell and it was surprisingly good. I think it was my first time eating Taco Bell, and you know what? I can't complain. And I had orange Fanta, but they only had zero orange Fanta, or like orange Fanta zero, and it was not as good. It was still good, but like not as good. And then we were so disappointed about mordida pasta, and so Molly and I ordered dessert on Too Good To Go, because like why not? It's really cheap and it's right there. And so we ordered dessert and then went to the mall to pick it up, and Noah had to come home to study for a test, and Valeria wanted to go home, and so they took one bus earlier than me and Amalia, and so we got the dessert on our own, and it was so good. Oh my god, it was just like sweet fluffy bread thing with chocolate filling and like a chocolate cover, and then a croissant that was overcooked, but like it was a croissant, so it was still good. But those like bread things were so good. It was amazing. And then we took the bus home, and it took like an hour, and then I walked home and chatted to my sister and my mom, because my sister's home, and so I talked to them at once, like briefly, but still. And then I changed to go on my run, and then I went on a run, and I was still a little bit full from dessert, but I like really wanted to go on a run, and so I went on the run, and I had a 2-mile run scheduled today, and so it was like kind of a lot, and it was really hard, but I'm so proud of myself for just doing it. And then I came home and I washed my hair, and then I edited the video, and I did a tiny bit of knitting, and then I went down for dinner, and dinner was really good. It was tortilla de berenjenas, which is like think of an omelet, but instead of like small pieces of vegetables, it's like big circular slabs of eggplant and ham and cheese. So it's like ham, cheese, and eggplant inside of egg. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's really good. I like it. And then I came upstairs, and I'm recording this, and then I'll get ready for bed and go to bed. And since I didn't do any homework today, I got a lot of studying to do tomorrow for Lengua on Thursday, and philosophy on Monday, and technology on Wednesday. So wish me luck, guys. And I really hope I get the score for my chemistry test back tomorrow. But yeah, that's my day. Hey, so today I woke up, got ready for the day, went to school. The sun was so cool. Oh my gosh, I love seeing the sunrise. It's always so pretty. And then I got to school, and my first class of the day was lengua. No, it wasn't. It was dibujo técnico. But the teacher's gone, and so I thought that we would still work on dibujo even though he was gone, because we have stuff to turn in. But no one was working on it. Everyone was just studying for lengua, and I asked Cristina if she understood, if she remembered how to do a step, and she was like, no, I have no idea. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, are we gonna turn stuff in? They were like, yep. And I was like, you know what? And they were like, nope. So I don't know how this is gonna work, guys. I have no idea. And I'm really hoping that the test is counted for second trimester grades, because if it's counted for first trimester grades, it's going to bring my grade way down. I didn't really understood it when he explained it, because he was in a rush, and now I'm not getting any practice. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it can end well. And then after the dibujo was philosophy, and philosophy the past 2 days has been incredibly boring, and it's just like fact after fact. It's not any theory. It's just like, this is a thought process. This person thought it. This is when they thought it. Like, you just have to memorize their names and like the years, and it's horrible. And my philosophy test is on Monday, so I've got a lot to memorize. That's great. And then after philosophy was English, and I was so tired by this point. I had already studied lengua during dibujo, and so I just literally sat there during English and did absolutely nothing, and I was so tired. And then it was recreo, and I watched a volleyball game with India because our two classes were playing against each other. It was cool. It woke me up a little bit. So did the cold air, because it was pretty cold today. And then after recreo was math, and math was really boring because I already knew the stuff they were learning. And then was chemistry, but I was supposed to present my Thanksgiving presentation for my English teacher's second of SO class during my chemistry period, which is, her second of SO period. And so I was supposed to meet her in like the front office, and then she would walk me to the classrooms. I don't know where it is, but I waited there for 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, I know she's always late, but she's not usually this late. And so I asked the people at the office, I was like, hey, do you know where my English teacher is right now? And they were like, oh yeah, she's in this classroom. I was like, okay, where is that? And they were like, it's over there. And I was like, okay. And so I walked to the classroom, I knock on the door, and she's in there. And I was like, hi, like, am I presenting? Like, what's happening? And she was like, oh, it's for next week. And I was like, really? Okay. And she was like, wait, no, you're right, it's for this week. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot it was today. I was like, yeah, well, it's okay. And apparently they were supposed to have a test, and so the people were like trying to convince me, no, stay you're not available next week, say that this is the only time that works for you, so you have to stay so we don't have to do our test. And I was like, sorry guys, next week does work for me. And so I'm presenting to them next Tuesday, but then I'll present to another second of SO class on Friday. But yeah, it's very typical of my English teacher to completely forget that she has plans. So that's great for me. And so I went to chemistry 15 minutes late. I was completely lost for about 5 minutes, and then I understood what was happening. And guys, actually something from chem last year is finally useful for this year. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. So it wasn't that hard to jump into what they were doing. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. I didn't think I learned anything in that class. I guess I did though. What a surprise. And then after chemistry, it was lengua, and it was kind of boring. They were going over the types of se, and I kind of understand it, but also I got like almost everyone wrong, because it's like, well, it could be this one, or it could be that one, or it could be this one, or it could be that one. So I have 4 choices and only one of them is right. Which is it? So that's fun, love that. And then after school, I came home and had lunch, and this entire day has been a whirlwind because I was at school, and so I was at school, and then I came home and I did a little bit of homework before lunch, and then I had lunch, and then I immediately came upstairs and did homework. I did homework for like 2 hours straight, and then got some hot cocoa, and then called my dad and worked on my resume for an hour straight. And then I went on my run, and then immediately took a shower, and then took out the trash, and then I had dinner, and then I came up here and was working on train tickets, and then I'm recording this, and then I'll get ready for bed and go to bed. So I've had no free time today at all. None at all. But the run was so disappointing, oh my gosh, because it was a fartlek run. And so, like, it's running the entire time, just changing, like, your effort, or, like, effort, speed, whatever. And that was, like, really, really, really hard. It was too hard. I think I went too fast at the beginning, maybe. But it was not enjoyable. So I'm kind of dreading next fartlek run, which is on, like, Friday or something. But, I mean, I'll do it. I just don't really want to at this point, but hopefully that changes next time. Hopefully I have a better experience next time. But yeah, that was my day. I don't know. I was doing a lot, but I somehow managed to not be too stressed out. I think because I feel like I have a fairly good handle on lengua. Like, it's hard, and it's hard to it's hard to decide which word, like, what type of word something is, because there's so many options and they're all very similar. But I feel like I'm memorizing them really well, so that's good, I guess. But I have to be able to apply them as well as memorize them, so we'll see how that goes. It's on Thursday, so I have one more day of studying, and then it's over, and I start studying for philosophy and technology. But then I'm gone on my trip, and that'll be amazing. So, yes, that was my day. Hey! So, today was a really weird day. I got up, got ready for the day, the usual. I got to school, and then my first class of the day was Valores, and so that was just work time. And so I studied lengua. And then second period was supposed to be chemistry, but the teacher wasn't there, so we had guardia. And so our lengua teacher was our guardia teacher, and so he was like teaching people things the entire period, and I was like only half paying attention because half the stuff was stuff that's not on my test because he makes me a special test. And so I didn't really do anything in lengua. I was just like sitting there. And then third period was the dibujos, but my teacher isn't there, so we had guardia again. And so I read through my philosophy notes, didn't understand, like, I understood it, but like it didn't really stick in here, you know? So like, I'm not looking forward to studying for philosophy, but I'm not worrying about it until tomorrow because I have the lengua test, and then I'll study for philosophy after the lengua test. But yeah, I tried studying philosophy and it did not go so well. And then I just read for like half an hour on my phone, so I was at the back of the classroom. And I feel kind of bad for always being on my phone, but guys, I'm reading a book. I don't think it's that bad. And it's not like I'm being antisocial because everyone else is just doing homework anyway, so it's fine. And then after the dibujo was recreo, and for some reason on Wednesdays, Olga, Carmen, and Valeria aren't in our classroom, and so I just kind of sat in the classroom next to Mario, a guy who I've talked to before. And oh my gosh, I love him. He has such an RBF, and his humor is just, he deadpans everything, and it's so great. The deadpanning and the RBF go great together. He's hilarious. And so, yeah, I was sitting next to him and didn't really talk to him. But then our math teacher was in there, so he was answering math questions, and so I like half paid attention, half read my book. And then after recreo was actual math class, and so we did math, and I didn't learn anything because I already knew it, and it was kind of boring, but oh well. And then after that was technology, and technology was fine. Everyone was just gossiping the whole time, but I was doing work, and yeah. Because when people talk really fast and they're gossiping, like, I have no idea what they're saying, because my Spanish is pretty good, okay? Like, in class, I can understand pretty much everything. But when it comes to teens, talking fast, gossiping, using slang, nearly impossible, guys. Nearly impossible. So I didn't even try today. I just did the technology homework. And then after technology was PE, and we did literally nothing in PE. Our teacher was explaining stuff to us that no one was paying attention to. And so I was just talking to Leire and Mario the whole time. Well, really just Leire. She's nice. And yeah, we did nothing, and I don't like the teacher. Yeah. And then after school, I got a ride home with Valeria and her sister and her mom. And then I had lunch. Today was pasta because on Monday we weren't here for lunch. So Monday pasta lunch got moved to Wednesday pasta lunch. And then I came upstairs and I did a little bit of technology homework. And then I went on a walk to the grocery store and got myself some more oats because I'm running out because I love baked oats so much. And I talked to my mom on the way, and then came back home, dropped off my bag, and then went for a walk talking to my mom because since today's my rest day from running, I went on a walk instead just to get some exercise so I can sleep tonight. So I talked to my mom, then I came back upstairs and I studied some lengua, and then I tried calling my dad, but it didn't work out. And then what did I do? Oh, I knitted and listened to my audiobook for so long, like maybe an hour, but that might be exaggerating, but it was just, it was so relaxing. I love it so much, and my book's getting better, guys. It's getting a lot better. And then I washed my face, and then I watched some YouTube, and then I went down to dinner, had dinner. It was burgers, and watched Friends because I'm watching season 8 of Friends because I can't find season 1 through 7. So I'm watching season 8 of Friends, and then season 9, and then if I can find 1, then I'll restart at 1. And I love it so much. I love Friends. Friends is amazing, and anyone who disagrees, I don't think I'll ever understand you. And then I come upstairs and I'm recording this, and then I'll get ready for bed and then go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed super early so I can read a bunch. And yeah, that was my day. Hey, so today was actually a really good day. It was one of the better days in the past week. I got up, got ready for the day, went to school, and my first class of the day was math, and it was kind of boring. But we decided that we're not doing the test tomorrow, we're doing it next Tuesday, and so now I have a test Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I leave Thursday. But like, oh my gosh, I have a test Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. At least for math, I don't really have to study much because it's pretty easy. But then after math was technology, I believe. And technology was good. I finished all of the practice problems, and now I just have to go back and study because I have my technology test on Wednesday. And I understand it more now. I understand how it works. It's just I gotta memorize the units, the change in units, and I have to memorize all the equations. I think there's 10, and yeah, it's kind of a lot, but at least I understand how it works, so yeah. And then after technology was philosophy, and we finished learning this unit because our test is on Monday, and it kind of made absolutely no sense to me, not gonna lie. But then I went over the notes later, and now it kind of makes more sense. But then I have so much to memorize for philosophy. But then was recreo, and since we have lengua fourth, which is right after recreo, I thought we were gonna start the test during break, to take advantage of the half hour extra time, but we didn't. He just kind of came in 5 minutes early and gave us our test. And so during recreo, I was just reading because everyone else was studying, and I was I already studied, and I don't think reading through my notes super fast for 5 minutes is going to do anything, because I already did that in my last class. And so I was just reading, trying not to freak out. And then the teacher came in and he handed out the tests, and he gave me a special one. He's so nice. He made me a special test that's actually doable, as opposed to theirs, which would be nearly impossible. And so I did it, and I took the entire hour. I gave her the paper right as the bell was ringing. And it was hard, not gonna lie, it was pretty hard, and I thought I got a 6, potentially a 7, but I thought I got around a 6. I really didn't think I did very well. But then I just got my grade back, because nota is grade in Spanish, and so I got my note back, but I guess maybe that's how the British say it. No, I got my grade back for the test already, and guys, I got an 8. I got an 8 out of 10. That's amazing. I can't believe it. So I guess I did fairly well. And then after lengua was dibujo técnico, and I looked through my philosophy notes a little bit, but I was really tired, so I looked through it and didn't take any of the information in. And then I just sat there and read for a little bit, and then the guys next to me were playing tic-tac-toe. And so they invited me to play, and I was like, okay, sure. And the guy, okay, so one of them is Juanma, and I sit next to him. And then the other one is Mario, and he's kind of the class clown, and we sit right behind him. And so Juanma told Mario that watch out, she's really good. And I was like, no, I'm not, but thank you. And so I played Mario, and he beat me twice, and I did not beat him. So sad, I know. And then Mario played Juanma, and then I played Juanma, and Juanma and I are tied, and then Mario beat me twice. It was a fun period. We were just playing tic-tac-toe with each other. And then after that was English. That was my last class of the day, and it was kind of boring. They were talking about the exchange to France, because they're doing this exchange where literally exchange, they go to someone else's house, and that someone comes to their house. Except, they don't do the exchange at the same time. The people from France are coming here in January, and then for a week, and then the people here are going to France in March. So, yeah. And so they were getting a lot of information about that, and they barely did anything in class. But I had nothing else to do, so I was paying attention, or listening, kind of. And yeah, they're so unproductive in class. It's really funny to me, because all they did in class today was go over the homework, go over the homework answers. It's guys, oh my gosh. But yeah, and then after school I came home and I had lunch, and I went upstairs, and I had baked oats. It was so good, oh my gosh. And then with apple chunks in it, amazing. And then I studied philosophy, and I like highlighted everything that I need to memorize for the test. And then I talked to my mom for like an hour. And then I went on a run, came back, took a shower, washed my hair, and then I studied technology and like made some notes. I made a slideshow of notes because that was just the best format. And then I went downstairs and talked to Money Bell for a little bit while she finished making dinner, because she was making us a Thanksgiving feast. It was not typical Thanksgiving food, but it was really good. We had like a big empanada of ham and cheese and like dried figs, so that was interesting. It was really good. The empanada was so flaky. And then we also had mashed potatoes, of course, because she says, I always see in all the American movies that Thanksgiving is always turkey, mashed potatoes, and green beans. And so today we had mashed potatoes and like not snow peas, not edamame, but like in that group, in that family, but not like the typical round green beans, but it was still fine. It was good. And we had like slabs of, or like fillets of chicken or pork or something, and it was really good. It was really good. And then for dessert, she made us a smoothie, but it was neither cold nor thick. It was like yogurt consistency, I don't know, but it was good. It was probably like blended apple and banana or something, but it was good. And we watched a Thanksgiving episode of Friends, just so fitting. It was great. I loved it. And then I came upstairs and now I'm recording this, and then I will call my family. They're having their Thanksgiving lunch like right now, so I'll call them and we'll go around saying things we're thankful for, and then I'll read and go to bed. Oh my gosh, I have so much philosophy to memorize, but this weekend is going to be a really chill weekend because so far I only have plans for Sunday, and those aren't going to take all day. And so I'm kind of just going to be home studying whatever I need to study, getting ready for my trip to go to San Sebastian on Thursday, so I'm going to pack this weekend. And yeah, so I've got some tests coming up, but now I'm on that high of, oh my gosh, I got an 8 on my lengua test. I can't believe it. So right now, I don't got to worry about it. But yeah, that was my day. That was my Thanksgiving day. Hey, so it's actually Saturday morning because last night I was too tired to record this. But I woke up, got ready for the day, got to ride to school. My first class of the day was English, and I don't know, I probably studied for philosophy or something, I'm not really sure. And then after that was dibujo. And so in dibujo, I again, like, studied for philosophy a tiny bit, and then read, and then played tic-tac-toe with the guys again. And I did, like, a little bit better today than yesterday, but it doesn't really matter anyway. But it was fun. And then after that, I should have had technology, but I did a presentation, like a Thanksgiving presentation for my English teacher. And so I presented it to her second of ESO class, which is like the equivalent of 8th grade. And so I did a presentation on Thanksgiving, and they asked me questions, and yeah, it was cool. In English, of course. Yeah, it was cool. I was like not as nervous, or like I didn't have as much stage fright, I guess, as I was expecting, which is good because I'm presenting again on Tuesday. So yeah, it was cool. And then after that was recreo, and I can't remember what I did. Oh, there was a French test happening in my classroom, and so I couldn't go in it. So I was in the classroom next door, which is Rocia's classroom. So I was talking to her, and then eventually my class got was available again, and so then we went back into my class and kept talking a little bit. And then after that was math, and math was like pretty boring, as is the usual. And then after that was chemistry, and we got our test back. Oh my gosh, it took so long, which is kind of annoying, but well, I mean, it took a week, which I guess isn't that long, but still. And I got my grade back, and I got a 6.43, which is like respectable, I'd say. Like, I know a 64% sounds horrible, but you gotta understand the bar here is much lower, okay? So a 6.43 is like probably better than half the class, honestly. And so I'm like, I feel pretty proud of it, but also at the same time, I'm like, man, I really wanted that 7. But luckily, there's like a test makeup or like a test retake on the 11th, I believe. So I'm gonna do that for the first test that I failed, and hopefully get a better score. We'll see. And then after chemistry was lingua, and in lingua, so we got our test back, and I could see what I did wrong, and like, yeah, it was fine. I got an 8, so yay. And then they started on the next unit, and not gonna lie, I did not pay attention because I don't, like, maybe I have to take the next test, but like it's not gonna count for anything because it's counting for second trimester grades, and so it's like, that's not gonna show up on my transcripts. Like, at this point, I'm just not gonna like worry about or really try in the classes that I don't have to, because that way I can focus my attention on the classes that I do have to try for, and that way I can work on the Yale application because I have not worked on that in like 5 days, maybe a week. And so yeah, and then after lingua I went home and I had lunch, and then I got right to work. I started this like study guide for philosophy. I'm like writing all the key points in a Google Doc to get it more in my brain, but also to condense it because there's a whole lot of text in the philosophy packets. It's really dense. And then I went on a jog. I had another fartlek today, but it went a lot better than on like Tuesday or whenever that was. And so that was good. It was hard, but it was like the good hard, not the like, oh my gosh, I hate this hard, you know? So then I like rinsed off and took a shower because I was so hot and so sweaty. It was disgusting. And then I got dressed to go out because today, well, not today, but Rocio invited me to go out with her friends today. And so I was like, yes, of course, like, please. Like, I've only hung out with Spanish friends once so far, and I've been here for almost 3 months. So absolutely yes. And so I met up with her and Miriam, one of the girls that I hung out with the last time. And so we like walked to meet up with these 2 other people, and then one of those 2 other people went home, or no, to some other place. And then, so then it was me, Rocio, Miriam, and this guy that I can't remember his name. And then we walked to the big group, and we went to, it was just like a wide sidewalk with benches. I don't know. Here, the idea of hanging out is basically just going to a park, sitting on benches, and talking for hours. So that's what we did. And there was a huge group. At the biggest point, I feel like there were 30 people. But then by the time I left, there were more like 8, 10. But it's like, oh my gosh, it's so hard because teens here speak so fast. But I feel like I was doing really well today, like keeping up with the conversation. And this one girl really took me in. Her name is Yaisa, I believe. And she, like, every time someone new came in, she was like, hey, this is my friend Kayla. She's from California. And she'd like introduce me to everyone. And it was kind of hard at first though, because everyone was like circling me again and asking me questions about the US and like, I don't know. But like, yeah, it was hard because 3 people would be asking me questions at once. And I'm like, I don't know who to listen to. But then after a while, it calmed down, and then I like joined a little group because, you know, it like branches off into little groups. And so I joined this little group of mostly girls, and they were just talking about like school and like random stuff. But I was following the conversation pretty well, which I was pretty proud of. And then me, Yaisa, and her boyfriend went to the center because we thought there was going to be a fight. Don't worry, we would have stayed far away, very safe. We would have been like across the street, but there was no fight. So we just went back to where the big group was. And like, okay, I thought I was doing really well understanding the people, but then also I had to ask Yaisa to repeat herself a bunch of times because here, the way they form their sentences are a different order than I'm used to. Like, they just say stuff different. I don't know. So it's a little bit hard, but we got along. It was fun. And then I hung out with them in the park, or like the bench area. And then it got to like 12:15. I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to go home. Because for the first like 3 hours, I was having fun. But then me, Rocio, the guy, and Miriam went, and this other girl went to get dinner. Well, I didn't, but they did. And then we were just sitting at the table for like 30 minutes, and I was so tired. Oh my gosh. And then like I went back, and then I went with Yaisa, and then I went back. So a little bit out of chronological order here, sorry. But I was like, it hit 12:30, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna go. But it was so fun. Like, thank you for inviting me. And then I walked home. It was like 25 minutes, and talked to my mom. And don't worry, there were like a lot of street lights. And like people were still walking about. Like, it was safe. And I got home and had dinner because I didn't want to eat out because, first of all, like, eating at home was free. And second of all, I wasn't hungry. Or, like, I wasn't that hungry. So I was like, I'll just wait to get home. And so I got home at, like, 12:30, 12:45, and then had dinner. So it was so funny because I was talking to my mom. She's like, yeah, Grandma and Grandpa are coming over in 2 hours and we'll eat dinner. I was like, oh, my gosh. That's crazy. We're 9 hours apart, and I'm having dinner only 2 hours before you. And so I had dinner. It was pizza night, so I had like the leftover pizza. And then I got ready for bed and went to bed. I went to bed at like 1:30 and then read until like 1:45 or 2. So it was a late night for my standards, but like an early Friday night for Spanish people, which I don't know if I'll ever get used to. It was so funny. But while we were out, okay, so today the high was like 73 or something. And so like I was in flannel and like linen pants, and that's what I went out with tonight. But then it got so cold by like 9 or 10, and I was freezing. And so I was freezing for like 45 minutes, and then I asked this girl if she was going to wear her coat because she was just holding it. And so, medium. I asked medium if she was going to wear her coat. She was like, no. I was like, do you mind if I wear it? And she was like, yeah, no, go for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, my savior. And so I wore her coat for the rest of the evening, and it saved me. If I hadn't had a coat, I probably would have left like 2 hours earlier because it was pretty cold. Well, pretty cold by a Californian standard, but Amalia would have said it was nothing. But yeah, and then like I returned the coat and then went home. And then I went to bed and read, and then went to sleep. And yeah, that was my day. Well, that was my day yesterday, and then that was my week.